Your thoughts on these moves? Again, this is a refresher course, but what stood out to me was like, wow, Rendon $35 million a year, whereas Grandal almost half that price. What stands out to you, John?
Well, the rich got richer. The Yankees, obviously, with a huge move. The Dodgers with a huge move, and the Twins. So 3 100-win teams got much better. I do like what the White Sox did, which you mentioned, and I actually like what the Reds did. I thought that their pitching was good last year. They need a little offense to bulk it up, and Moustakas and Castellanos do bring that offense.
See, I wasn't as big a fan of that. Once the National League gets the DH, then it makes a lot more sense because then you have the bat of Castellanos. What about you, Tom? What stands out?
I liked a lot what the Twins did. Already a very good hitting team. They get Donaldson, that's great, but they add to their pitching, mainly through volume. You go get Kenton Maeda from the Dodgers, who I think has been a little bit underrated lately. He's been a little bit squeezed out, sometimes full-time from that deep LA rotation. Now he has a chance to really be kind of a stud guy in Minnesota. You add Rich Hill, you add Homer Bailey. So just through sheer depth, the Twins have a chance to have some better pitching, which probably is what they need to get through the postseason a little bit better.
Okay. Al?
I think there were a lot of interesting moves this winter, but it's hard to overlook what the Yankees were able to not do at a kid out of Lutheran High School with Garrett Cole. He elected not to sign with the Yankees, first-round pick, goes on to UCLA, via through Pittsburgh and then Houston. I can't say enough about when you truly have this front-end ace who has this kind of stuff, led the American League in ERA, led baseball in strikeouts. Yes, they paid big, and you're right, BK. You have a 9-year, $324 million. But if you look at this roster, the way it's set up, and I guess if you're not paying the bills and the resources seem to be unlimited, this was truly a guy that the Yankees needed. I know they got a great roster, and they spent a lot of money, but to have a guy 29, and I see the next 4 or 5 years, 6 years to be an elite, they really, not only did they want him, but they needed him.
And they were. I know it sounds silly, like the Yankees don't pay big for pitchers in their 30s. Like, they'll go smaller deals. I know, Tanaka, as I mentioned, CC, but Brian Cashman was facing criticism for, like, hey, wait, you're the Yankees. Why don't you go after these guys? He was waiting for someone like this, right?
Yeah, right. So you look at guys, we throw around aces, we throw around number one starters. But really, when you look at what he's done, especially the last couple of years after leaving Pittsburgh, getting traded to Houston, elite across the board with respect to what he's able to do. And that's exactly right. I mean, and also, too, Luis Severino, with him going down and the need for a guy to step in. I know CC's retired and Paxton's a nice pitcher, and certainly Tanaka and Happ, but this is really much needed for the Yankees.
And it is, when you look at, just to go over it again, and you see, Wheeler, Ryu to the Blue Jays, Keuchel, all right, so now we see the teams that are on the periphery trying to get that extra jump up. Any of those moves stand out to you that you really liked or didn't like, John?
I mean, like I said, I like the Reds. I like the White Sox, what they did. They improved at catcher. They already had McCann. Now they have 2 good catchers. I think the Angels, their offense is really dynamic now. I mean, with Ohtani, too, and with Trout and Rendon. They've got 3 fantastic offensive players, plus Pujols, obviously we can't forget him. So, and Simmons, they have a nice team. They got a shot. These teams that are in the middle, like the Reds, the White Sox, the Angels, they gave themselves a chance, I think, with the moves that they did make.
Did the Twins jump up to the super elite, as I mentioned? Now, again, that's Josh Donaldson, if he does what he has been doing.
Yes, I think Josh Donaldson is a great pickup, certainly what he was able to do, and I liked what we saw out of in Atlanta. Odorizzi was an interesting sign when he signed the 1-year deal to go back, and maybe just the offseason numbers with respect to multi-year deal wasn't quite there. And look, I think what they were able to do dynamically, offensively, it'll still come down to what that rotation and bullpen does. But I love the Donaldson sign.